You are reminded that board policy prohibits eating or drinking in this auditorium. All food and beverage must be consumed in the commons. Thank you and enjoy the show.
Hola, bienvenidos. Estamos muy emocionados de presentar la Noche de Oportunidades Globales. Los estudiantes han trabajado muy duro para crear esta experiencia y estamos seguros de que será fenomenal para todos. Les agradecemos a los estudiantes, las empresas, los profesores y los padres por todo su apoyo y por esta noche. No podríamos hacerlo sin ellos. Por favor, tengan una noche buenísima. Gracias.
Welcome. We are very excited to present the Capitalizing on Global Opportunities Night. The students have worked very hard to create this experience, and we are sure it's going to be a phenomenal night for everyone. We would like to thank the students, companies, teachers, and parents for all their support and for attending tonight. We couldn't do it without them. Thank you and have a great night.
Good evening, and thank you all for joining us on such a special night. Please join with me in welcoming our many gracious business representatives. Honored guests, Jackson Local School staff and administration, and of course, our Jackson parents. Again, thank you all.
Not only are these businesses and gracious guests important to this event, but we would also like to welcome a few Peabody students that are very important to this event. When you hear your organization called, please stand and be recognized by your community. The Spanish Honor Society, please stand. The International Baccalaureate Program, please stand. The JAGS class of 2020, please stand. The JAGS class of 2019, please stand. The JAGS class of 2018, please stand. And finally, the JAGS class of 2017, please stand and be recognized by your community. Seniors, as you're being recognized by your community, not only are they thanking you for being global citizens and going through this program, but they're also thanking you for having the know-how to impact the world on a global scale when you get into it. Thank you again for being able to globally improve our world.
Good evening. I'm John Skaken. I am a senior in the JAGS program, and welcome to Capitalizing on Global Opportunities Night. It's great to see everybody here. Yeah! All right, so this is Capitalizing on Global Opportunities Night, and we have a ton of stuff for you. We have the freshmen doing their presentations, and we have the sophomores doing their presentations on the companies, and we also have our seniors and our juniors performing a bunch of different activities throughout the evening. And we thank you all very much for coming tonight, and we hope you have a great evening. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Megan Bosick. I'm also a senior in JAGS. And so the focus of KOGO is to make interactions between students, businesses, and success more accessible. Parents in the community are able to share in these achievements of our talented students. Some people may not see the true empowerment KOGO offers to a student. I remember sitting in this auditorium before my first KOGO experience, dreading the moment our staff would call our class to stand in recognition, and I was terrified to speak to the community through my freshman project. But today I'm standing before you as a more mature and capable student, like my fellow classmates are, and KOGO played a very big role in that. I'm still not a huge fan of public speaking, but KOGO and JAGS in general has taught me to push myself out of my comfort zone and keep growing. These great students you will have the opportunity to hear tonight have spent a lot of time and preparation to get to this point. So please applaud them for their greatness and for the leaders I hope and know they can all become.
I'm Abby Henry. I'm also a senior in JAGS. During our senior year in JAGS, you do the capstone project, which is essentially your ticket for graduating with a JAGS diploma. Additionally, the capstone is what JAGS has been preparing us for, making a difference. We either create or present something that will have a long-lasting impact on the community and our lives. We are using our global perspectives to take action on an issue that we feel passionate about. For me, I'm the co-founder and president of an organization called Connected United for Change, and that's what I'm doing for my capstone project. Our goal is to improve sustainability locally and globally. Our current international project is sending solar lanterns to the school in Bumpé, Sierra Leone. Through these lanterns, we are giving girls the means to study at night, which helps them stay in school. When girls receive education, early marriage rates and teen pregnancy rates decrease. So come check out our table to get involved and learn more.
My capstone project is called Books for Change, Orissa. My friend and colleague Ishani Tripathi and I started this program about a year ago already, and it started with a book drive, and we collected about 3,000 books, which we sent to a school we built in the small village of Balurgaon, Orissa, India. It's in the eastern part of the country. It's in a very poor region where the students don't really have great educations, and we wanted to do our part to help this developing part of the country and part of the world. We also created our own curriculum for the students to kind of enrich them fully in education and prepare them for jobs in India and around the world.
My capstone project is an independent film that I am writing and filming over the issue of human trafficking. Many of you may wonder why I chose such an extreme theme to talk about and explore. And to be honest, I felt the same way myself when I first came up with the idea. But as a part-time college and high school student, as I was walking through the halls of Kent State, I saw an advertisement for a 2-day service and information event over human trafficking. I went to this event, and that's when I knew I had to do my project over this. I've become more passionate about the subject, and I hope through my film and the website I plan to create alongside it, that many of you here today will also become informed and inspired to act on part of this little known and neglected problem.
متحدثنا اليوم هو السيد مايكل غالينا. السيد غالينا هو حاليا نائب رئيس خدمات التوعية الصحية Alt Care، وقبل انضمامه إلى Alt Care امتدت مهنته السيد غالينا 30 سنة في المجال التعليمي، وشملت مسيرته 6 سنوات في الفصول الدراسية و24 سنة في إدارة المدرسة، مع 19 من تلك السنوات في دور مدير المنطقة والتعليم. المدارس المحلية مينيرفا ومدارس مدينة نورث كينتون على التوالي.
Our speaker today is Mr. Michael Galena. Mr. Galena is currently the Vice President of Outreach Services for the Alt Care Health Plans. Prior to joining AltCare, Mr. Galina's career spanned 30 years in the field of education. His professional career included 6 years in the classroom and 24 years in school administration, with 19 of those years in the role of school district superintendent of the Minerva Local Schools and North Canton City Schools, respectively.
في سنة 2009 تم اختيار السيد غالينا من قبل مؤسسة مارثا هولدن جينينغز من مراقب في أوهايو. يعمل في كثير من مجالس في حول شمال شرق أوهايو، ودامنا من كانتون وشمال كانتون. هو محاضر لتحفيز الجماهير والمتكلم الرئيسي. نحن فاخرون أن يكون مايكل غالينا معنا في هذه الليلة. الرجاء لنرحب به على هذه المنصة.
In 2009, Mr. Galina was chosen by the Martha Holden Jennings Foundation as Ohio's Superintendent of the Year. Mr. Galina serves on numerous boards and civic organizations in and around Northeast Ohio, and within the Canton and North Canton areas, he serves as a motivational and keynote speaker. We are very honored to have Michael Galina as our keynote speaker tonight. Please help welcome him to the stage.
Well, good evening, everyone. I have to say, I've never been introduced in a foreign language before, so I was really hanging on every word, making sure that if I ever had to hear that again, I would know what that sounded like. Then the English caught back up, and I thought, you know, they read fiction pretty well. They did a pretty nice job of that. But what probably was left out was the spot about when I was age 33 and I was selected as a superintendent. I was 6'2", 205 pounds. Now you need stage lights to see me, and that's why I don't stand behind a podium when I speak. All you would see is gel hair and a fella giving a message that you think was the speaker. So I'm going to be right out here in front of you the whole time, but most importantly, celebrating what you're doing here the whole time this evening. I think at this moment we need a round of applause to all of our students who helped organize and introduce us to students. Well done. I thought you did a great job of public speaking, such as you feel a little bit anxious about that in all languages. So you might say, okay, Mr. Galina, we're going to take us for about the next 10 or 15 minutes before we really move out and get engaged with the activities that are in the main auditorium. And what can we do with this whole thing called capitalizing on global opportunities? The very quick thing that I noticed in just that opening few minutes is that our students here at Jackson have grabbed this opportunity, what they call KOGO, and actually moved it past something of success with a global opportunity and positioned it for significance. Think of the difference between the two words. Success oftentimes is a quick business word for measuring or hitting a goal or establishing something that's got a return on investment or an ROI. But each of the students that shared tonight connected with a global opportunity where it had impact on a group, on a particular segment, or on some initiative. You see, capitalizing on a global opportunity is much more than just a business connection. It's a heart connection. It's a relationship connection. And we think about that and how we manage our families, our school life, our ball teams, and the things that we connect with. It becomes a heart to soul and then sends it to our head to do something with it. The very best opportunities, no matter where they are in this world, have that connection of heart to soul sent to our head to cognitively make the plan. It can't be the other way around. We can't formulate something cognitive and push it into the hearts and souls of others in a global opportunity or even in a family opportunity. So very quickly, ladies and gentlemen, nice job with your ability to grab significance and let success follow it. Powerful, powerful with whatever you're going to do. And what you'll see out there in the comments is going to have a nice weave of that. What was the platform? What was the thing that they chose? And then very quickly, what's going on with it, with that heart to soul that'll make the head go somewhere. So we're going to take you on a journey tonight for just a few minutes that'll let each of you, no matter where you are in life cycle and life's journey, to connect on that same level. So I'm going to open up with a story to begin the impact of significance over success. particular CEO of a company gets the job assigned by this big board of directors. And they say to him, his first job is to get rid of the slackers in the organization. The CEO thinks that's not a bad first job. So he waits 3 or 4 days. And then he moves down on the floor of his operation. And he sees a young fella just leaning on a counter, hands in his pocket. Looking like me, maybe a little taller, but looking like me. And he sees the opportunity. There's my first slacker. Moves his way right over and says, "Hey, young man, how much money do you make in a week?" Young fella looks at him a little startled and says, $600. Why? The CEO reaches into his pocket and takes out 6 $100 bills, counts them out, hands them to him and says, "Now get out, you're fired." The young man walks out, looking over his shoulder somewhat, again, perplexed, and goes out the door. The CEO thinks he has landed the perfect job. He did what he was supposed to do, got his first slacker. He moved just about 20 more feet, and there was a young lady working who watched the whole thing. And he says to her, "By the way, can you tell me what that young guy did for us here?" This young lady continues to write, looks up, half a smile, and says, "Sir, that was the pizza delivery boy." He fired the pizza delivery boy. And she kept right on writing. Picture this happening. This kid goes out there, takes the Pizza Hut sign off, throws it in the back seat. He may never made $600 in a week, but he had that week, and he was gone. And then you think back at the shop here, CEO, leader, has no credibility with his folks. Because what he did is he jumped to process instead of getting to know his people. People ahead of process, always. Significance ahead of success, always. And the initiatives that you heard the students describe, they landed on this story beautifully. When we jump to what it is that we think it should be and leave the people connection out, we disconnect. We move so far left of the soulful spot that we have no meaning in what we do. Here's an example. Missionaries can go anywhere in this world, and once they understand language and culture, they can have impact and significance. They can get water, build schools, create shelter, even organize systems of religion if they want to go that far. Once they get the language and the culture done, it is all about the relationship that's established. I trust you, I believe in you, I will follow you. Then the work takes itself on course. So when we think about these things and we're handling our global opportunities, we want to jump all the way out to the thing. But let's come on back a couple steps and say, time out. There are hearts and souls with faces and hair and connections that are the same throughout the world, other than language and culture. And we have a little taste of that this evening. So my opening is to let you latch on to what's going on with you and your family, with your ball team, with JAGS, in a particular class or a club. What are you doing with your significant God-given skills and talents to connect to those people, and then let your process follow. So tonight, I'm going to take you on this journey. I'm going to ask my folks in the back, when I say next slide, you're going to be my banner white. We're going to go to next slide. So would you do that at this time for me? I want you to take a look at the Tostitos symbol. Girls, you may have to look over and around as you can. Tostitos is a brand of chip. We know that. In fact, we smile about it. It goes great with salsa. I want you to spend 30 seconds looking at that symbol, and then someone on your right or left, I want you to solve this question. What else is going on in that brand symbol that is a deeper message than just chips? 30 seconds, I'll bring you back.
I thought it had to be something with red and the chip. Mike.
All right, I'm going to bring you back. For a little guy, I got to use my teacher voice and a lot of stage to bring you all back. Well done. Here's what happens in that 30 seconds. That first 10, 12, 15 seconds, you're knocking it out. And then that last 15 or so seconds, you're saying, you know, I could use some Tostitos tonight. And you start to drift into that next piece. So you handled your 30 seconds beautifully. Because we have such a large audience, I'm going to actually point to the answer and see how you guys did as a group. When you take a look at the Tostitos symbol, I want you to look in the center where the T's are. The two T's are actually people. There are two people in there. And just in the center of those two T's is the letter I with a dotted bowl of salsa. And then above the salsa is one chip being shared by those two people. Now I'm going to give you a smile. Some of you still aren't seeing it. You're going, Mike, I was never good at these puzzle things and I'm not getting good tonight. But I'll bet you can see it by slowing it down. How many are seeing this for the first time tonight? You had never noticed that in a Tostitos. Just hand wave. Yep, look around. You're not alone. Here's the beauty of this. Here's the beauty. You will never look at a Tostitos bag the same way again. You're going to look at that when you get it out of the cupboard and you're going to go, there's those people. You will say that. You'll be in the aisle of a store and you'll throw that bag in your cart and you'll go, there's those people, and someone's going to be down there looking around going, there's nobody else in the aisle but you and me. There are no people. But you're going to say it because it grabs you so much. Here's the power of Tostitos that I'd like you to take away. You'll forget what Mr. Galena shared, but you'll never forget the impact of this symbol. Here's why. Because you're seeing it for the first time, and now you look at it again, you start to see the people Tostitos. People Tostitos. In a millisecond, you do that. Here's what I want you to take away. In your relationships, in your family, with your ball team, in the band, in choir, somewhere in this hallway, when someone sees you coming or sits down beside you, it is in a millisecond you make them feel something about who you are first and your name. Who you are first and what's your position. Who you are first and what is your age in this school. Who you are first and what's your GPA. Who you are first and what church or group that you choose. Who you are first, and oh, by the way, what family you're part of. The power of Tostitos is the relationship above the brand. Notice that they're touching one chip. Two people are touching one chip. Every time you have a conversation with somebody that you know that has a relationship with you, every time you touch an activity, every time you have to share a marching band 8 count, you are sharing a chip. People don't care about your positional authority. They don't care about all the other stuff that on the material side people think are valuable or successful. The significance of your relationship allows your success in the door. The significance of your relationship allows your success in the door, not the other way around. And you know how it feels when you're around people who get this and who people are that turn you off. You want no part of their stuff. You don't care about GPA, you don't care about their stuff, where they rank, whether they can throw for 1,200 yards or score 22 points a game. You don't care if you don't have the relationship above the chip. You're going to build a relationship in a marriage someday. Your family is going to ebb and flow on this particular piece every time you touch a chip. So the global opportunity for you is, okay, as you're managing through an opportunity with your project or with a plan, what's the relationship above that plan? Positional authority in any organization lasts 90 seconds. Hello, Mr. Galena, Superintendent, North Kansas City School. After that, it's all about the relationship vibe. Eye contact, handshakes, warmth, taking good notes, being supportive. Then you get your positional authority back at the end because you may have an action to do. Remember that, leaders, as you connect on your global opportunities. It will not be your VP. It will always be about your emotional IQ, connecting to your VP role. So Tostitos, powerful message. What's your relationship above the brand? And remember that in the next touch that you're about to have with anybody in your family, with the next activity that you might have to do. Next slide. Take a look at our Hershey Kiss. You get 30 seconds. They also have hidden a little something extra in their symbolism to reinforce what they do. 30 seconds. This one's a little harder. 30 seconds. See if you can find it. I don't want to get in the way. I'm going to count you down. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lock you in. I think some students got so afraid of this when they're leaving. No, I'm just kidding. They have to go to their next stop. Again, for time's sake, and also for teachable moments' sake, take a look between the letter K and the letter I. There's actually a Hershey Kiss. Actually a Hershey Kiss. How many are seeing that for the first time tonight? First time. Well done. If you're liking it so much you want to talk more about it. Here's what's going on there for you, because I had you on relationship above the brand, didn't I? It was like, oh my goodness, I get that. I get that, Mr. Glenn. What are you doing with this? Here's the power message in this before I get ready to wrap up. Hershey Kiss is chocolate. They compete against chocolate bars that are wrapped up rectangularly. Kit Kat, Snickers, Mars. As a matter of fact, take a look in the center of their symbol. There's an actual rectangular wrapped Hershey bar. Their very own company they're competing against with the Hershey Kiss. Is that right, Mr. Glenn? Why is that so significant? Here's the power. Hershey Kiss decided that if we're quality chocolate, and we're going to compete against others who look, act, feel, and be the same, how can we be just a little bit different? To allow folks to want to touch us, connect with us, engage us a little more deeply, so that we can share a chip more often with them. The Kiss is all about your unique skills and talents that you bring to the opportunity to share a chip. And you do that with the cool things about you, the things that you're good at, the caring, sensitive side of you, how you work with people and uplift, all those things that create greater good. And then, oh, by the way, your skills and talents follow behind those as well. They connect. So your Hershey Kiss is your way to say, against all others, why would they choose me? When folks get married, against all others in a particular group of men or women, why do they choose that one significant make? Against cars that might be called Ford, why do you call and find yourself into a certain spot to say, I want that particular one that is unique against all others? Why do folks seek you out in times of heartache, hurt, and need when they could choose any others? The power in this is this: people quit people before they quit organizations. People quit people before they quit organizations, because this and the relationship above the chip are not going on, and they're going to go find it. We're highly relational. We want to touch chips. We want to engage. We want to give our very best to things, no matter what our age, no matter what our socioeconomic, no matter what our global position is. But in the end, this is our chance to combine our uniqueness into power. Uniqueness into power. In other words, you don't thrust power in, it energizes through you. It's your touch. So I'm going to show you that next and last slide before I wrap it up tonight and get you outside to the greater good. I want you to take a look at that top phrase. In times of change, the learners will inherit the earth, while the learned find themselves beautifully equipped to deal with a world that no longer exists. And you see our buddy Gumdrop showing us how that goes down. He could easily put 2 marshmallows on a stick and said, I got this covered, Mr. G. I'm good to go. But although not hygienically correct, he did a pretty nice job with taking the same resource, the same set of resources, and maximizing the opportunity. Same number of marshmallows that he could have done out of the box with the stick, same fire source, and found his way to maximize the opportunity. Will you do that with your personal passion? The fire that exists within inside you, and your opportunity to say, when I share a chip with my unique skills and talents, can I create this? Globally or locally? As a 9th grader, or as a graduating senior, or as a grandfather supporting every single thing that our grandchildren do. We went on a life journey in about 10 minutes tonight. But we went on a power journey to make sure that whatever you choose to do when you leave here, you have the opportunity to be globally significant and then successful to follow. I'll end with a story, a baseball story. I'm a former baseball player, so I like to share this one to let you know there's hope to manage this. Spencer is 8 years old. Asks his mom, can I go out in the backyard and hit the baseball around for about 10 minutes before supper? I promise not to leave the yard. Mom says, stay in the yard, it's good. So she's finishing up supper watching Spencer out back, who's going to throw the ball up and hit it. Typical thing you might see. So she watches out the window. Spence gets the ball, throws it up there, takes a great big healthy cut, boom, misses. Picks it up again, throws it even higher, even counts to 3. 1, 2, 3, boom, misses. He never hits the ball in 10 minutes. Swings and misses every single time. Mom calls him in for supper. He comes bouncing up the back steps, sets everything down. You can picture this. Gets right to the kitchen table, starts to have a sip of that water, sets it down. Mom comes over and says, "So Spence, how'd it go out there, buddy?" Remember, she's watched the whole thing. Spence takes one more sip of his water, looks right at his mom and says, "You know, Mom, I'm going to be a pretty good pitcher." Y'all were listening, which is great. And second of all, doesn't that put the smile and turn the narrative right around? Spence found a way to say, hey, an expectation was one thing, but if I go do my very best, I might learn something about myself that I didn't know. That can turn it so much so that I'll be a pretty good pitcher. In the end, he might even hit the ball right out of the park, metaphorically. So as I leave tonight, we talk about global opportunities. We want significance to push your success, and Spencer's our picture for that. His relationship above the brand and his unique skills and talents, he was good with himself, and even turned the way around to say, I think I've got some skills that can be used. That's what I want you to leave here with, no matter what our age. Let's leave with that chance to touch a chip and be unique in the lives of those that we're with, and that we get a chance to engage with. It's been my joy and opportunity to spend a few minutes with you tonight to energize that soulful spot while you're about to go do something global outside. Thanks for having me over tonight. Enjoy the rest of the night. You go like this.